Hey, what is up, YouTube? And this will be my first post in this platform. And I think the best way to do it is to share my Marvel Legends collection of 2025. Let's start on this wall here. I have here my Iron Man Hall of Armor. So all the dioramas you will see in this video, by the way, I made all of these diorama, and they are mostly consist of foam boards. And I also have my little Deadpool display. And my Brotherhood display over here. I also have an X-Men blue team right over there. Professor X and the X-Men gold team. I also have Age of Apocalypse timeline here. And then at the bottom of this shelf is random villains, but mostly at the center they are one way or another members of the Masters of Evil. Now moving on to the center of the shelf. At the top there, some of my MCU zombies, MCU animation, and beautiful box arts by Hasbro. And I have my Life Foundation symbiote there. Illuminati is represented in this collection as well. And the Squadron Supreme. And if we have Illuminati, we need to have the Cabal as well. And then my new Fantastic Four. And they have new warriors here. Or new mutants, I mean, sorry. And then the Annihilators. Right over there. And moving on to my Uncanny X-Men or Uncanny X-Force display. Still waiting for Archangel to fill that gap up. I also have my X Factor here with the classic Cyclops with in his X Factor costume, and the new warriors. And I also have my Dark Avengers represented. And then my Ross Thunderbolts. That's a custom painted Punisher, Anti-Venom, and Red Skull, by the way. Or, not Red Skull, the leader, sorry. Also have my X-Force as well. And then my Strike Force team. X-Men over here. And my Sinister Six with J. Jonah Jameson and the Toy Biz Spider-Man over there. Battle Damage Spider-Man. And here is my Maestro, custom Maestro. So this is another way of you displaying your accessories. And my Marvel Knights display over here. I also have my Guardians of the Galaxy display. And of course, my Serpent Society. And here is my Weapon X. This is one of my favorite display in my collection. And my Secret Avengers. West Coast Avengers is represented in this collection as well. As well as Alpha Flight. And I have my King Thanos throne room. I sculpted the beard for that Hulk there, repainted it white and gray to make him older. And then my Excalibur display. This is my custom Rachel Summers using the Black Widow from the Walmart exclusive. And here is my X-Men 97 display. That Sentinel head there, that's a Funko Pop, by the way. And the Inhumans. Also have a little Mojoverse display over there. And Doctor Doom with his Thing throne. Also have the Reavers. And Winter Guard. So moving on to this shelf, I have my little cosmic display. And then my X-Men villains display over here. And of course my Midnight Suns display. And right at the bottom are my work in progress team. We have the I forgot their team. Outback team. X-Men Outback team. And the Astonishing X-Men team. And at the bottom, those are my 4-year-old action figures. And before moving on to the other side of the wall, or other side of the room, I mean, I have here some carded figures. The top. Right there. Displaying some like they're just released from their plastic prison. And this cabinet here, these are just where I keep my accessories right there. So all my accessories are organized as well by shelves. So on this side of the wall here, let's start from the top shelf. So these are the Spider villains and Spider-Man and friends that I did not include in the Spider-Verse main diorama display. That's a custom Spider Hulk, by the way, and a Spider Lizard, and as well as some Avengers and some Avengers villains that I did not include in the main Avengers diorama display. But before the main diorama display, let's move on to the detail here. So I have here my Marvel vs. Capcom display. And I also have my symbiote display here with God of the Symbiote himself, Null, and Venom, the King in Black. And I also have my Savage Avengers display here. That's my custom weapon H, by the way. And then Conan, of course. And I also have my Asgardian display or Thor display. And right over here is my Hulk and Wolverine display. And right here are some young Avengers just playing hoops. Right over there. And then my shield display. So moving on to the main diorama displays. So I believe that Marvel has 4 main franchises. We have Spider-Man, Avengers, Fantastic Four, and X-Men. So we're moving on to Spider-Man first. This is my New York inspired diorama for my Spider-Verse display. We have to J. Jonah Jameson there. It's a Spider-Verse, so we have 2 representation there. And this is my placeholder for my Man-Wolf until we have an official Man-Wolf. That's the Maximum Series Spider-Man, by the way. Ben Reilly there. Ben Reilly fighting Ben Reilly. And what else? Oh, that's a custom spot that I made, by the way. We have also Stan Lee and Kirby there with Aunt May. And this is a sari-sari store, one of the biggest or the biggest chain of stores in the Philippines. Yep. And moving on to my main Avengers display here, we have Hydra being stomped by Hulk there, and Squirrel Girl. One of my favorite figures as well, the Black Widow. That's a Maximum Series Hulk. And the HasLab Giant Man. This is also a New York City inspired diorama, or New York City block inspired diorama. And we also have Scott Lang there. Heroes for Hire with Elektra fighting the AIM and the Beyonder at the corner. So that's my main Avengers display. And this is my main Fantastic Four display, or Fantastic Four versus Galactus and Herald, of course, or Galactus and Heralds. Of course, we have Galactus there. And some of Fantastic Four villains and Heralds right over there. have some birdie with some eggs there as well. And that's my Fantastic Four versus Galactus and Herald's display. And moving on to my X-Men versus the Sentinels. Of course, we have the HasLab Sentinels over there. And some of my X-Men figures and Sentinel figures that I collected all these years. That's it. So yeah, so that's my room tour of Marvel Legends 2025.